I'm here at Outlaws Boxing talking about Kid Chocolate, his fight against Gabe Rosado. Fight was stopped in the 40 seconds of the 10th round due to a cut in the eyelid.
Started really well for Kid Chocolate, and he looked on his way to maybe a knockout victory or taking over the fight big time. But after a couple rounds, it seemed like Rosado wasn't afraid of his punch anymore. And Rosado, who was looking gigantic, by the way, started coming on himself, and I thought was giving Kid Chocolate lots of problems. And a bad cut right on the eyelid, I think, really, I wouldn't say saved Kid Chocolate, but really denied us some high drama coming into those late rounds, because it would be very interesting to see what would have happened. It seemed like Chocolate was fading while Rosado was coming on, and it only seemed like that was going to continue to be the case. But Kid Chocolate has a big punch, and Rosado is a guy who gets hurt, and it would have been fun to let that fight go a few more rounds.
Rosado tweeted, "I can't believe the scorecards. All the refs, 2 refs didn't give him any rounds, and 1 ref gave him 1 round to that point."
It was ridiculous. So,
how did you score it at that point?
An East Coast guy about to get robbed on the East Coast, go figure. But how did I score it? You know, it was Rosado maybe had picked it up a point or two at the time of the stoppage. It was still very close because Kid Chocolate was doing well in the beginning, plus a knockdown. But the momentum was going to Gabe Rosado, obviously.
Who would you want to see them each fight next?
How about a rematch?
Rematch?
Rematch Rosado, Quill and Rosado 2? Fuck yeah, I want to see Quill and
I
Rosado 2.
want to see Triple G.
Nah, Rosado, Quill and 2, that's what we need to see, man. Because, alright, this is why I say that. Okay. I mean, like Brandon was saying, I overheard him talking about it. Yeah, you know, Gabe was coming back, and it was a close fight before that fight was stopped. Was it a bad cut? Yeah, it was a bad cut. Is there a possibility that if fight had continued, you know, that the cut could have gotten worse? Yeah, there is that possibility. But the thing is this, Gabe was coming back strong. The blood was not in his eye from what I saw. It was around it. It was getting around it. And he said he was able to continue. It's a championship fight. It's the championship rounds. Give the guy a chance. He even said he's been working his whole life for it, and the doctors took it away from him. So it's, and like Brandon said, yeah, it took away the high drama that was there in the end.
I was watching the fight with a buddy of mine who's not a huge boxing fan, and he was shaking his head like, why did they stop that fight because of the cut? Rosado kept saying he was willing to fight. And you got to look at it a couple different ways. Yeah, of course Rosado's willing to fight. He's a fighter. He's a warrior. But imagine you let that fight go on, and now that bad cut right on his eyelid gets even a little bit worse, and now severs some major artery or tendon, and now the guy loses his vision. He ends up with a lazy eye. Or how about this? Worse yet, how about that eye starts affecting him in a way where it distracts him from a gigantic shot that totally incapacitates him, maybe puts him into a coma or kills the guy because he doesn't see the shot coming. So you got to be thinking that the doctors have reasons that they do things, and it's not always to predicate a great fight there in the ring. They're looking out for the health of the fighters. But again, I think Kid Chocolate was more than happy that fight was ending.
There you have it right here at OutlawsFacingReporting.com. I'm Melissa back reporting. Okay, last video.